Ken's story the other day, and you're saying, kind of sounded like you're saying you're looking for, hey, why am I still doing this? But does a start like this remind you why you're still here pitching?
I don't know. I don't think like I don't know. I've had enough good ones and bad ones. It's like, I don't know. Honestly, I think it's that feeling of, it's like that sickening feeling when it doesn't go well and you fail. And it reminds you of like what it's like to feel that. Because that's a very familiar feeling. Like that's a feeling that you know from, a really young age. And then when there's something on the line, and then, I don't know, it's like, for me, it's like the feeling of letting people down. And I think that you can ride that line where it can be almost too much. It's like, do you want to keep feeling that feeling where it's like you let people down, you let your teammates down, you let the organization down, you let the fans down, you let yourself down, and then it gives you an opportunity to overcome that feeling, and to better yourself. So I think that's why, and because the group in there is just phenomenal, and it's so I mean. And I'm not saying there's not good clubhouses, there aren't good clubhouses. I'm just saying it's gotten really hard to think of going somewhere else, and just starting that process all over again with new people, and hoping that you find something that resembles that to some degree. So it's like when Alex called, he shoot the first year at the end of 21, and he was like, let's talk about an extension. It's like, because I'd been thinking about it the end before that, but it's like, man, how many chances do you get to experience a group like this, and still be throwing well, relatively healthy? So I don't know, but there's definitely been that struggle to find a balance between my family and baseball, trying to do right by my family and trying to do right by my teammates. Because Snit's been great he'll let me go home every now and then, or like let me go leave the stadium early to catch a flight to go home, or maybe fly with my family if my family's going on the road. I mean, the Braves have been really, really gracious with how they've handled the situation.
Are you conscious of this? You started the season with that really good run, and then lately it's been alternating. Really good start, not a very good start. Are you conscious of that? That you haven't had back-to-back bad starts, but you haven't had back-to-back great ones either.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I've done a lot in my career. It's like, what do you I mean, you can look at a game like tonight, the play that O made up the middle with Ozzie, getting that force. I mean, we're inches away right there from two runners on. Who knows? The foul ball hit down the right field line. I tried to beat him with the heater in, and it was like, who knows? I mean, I don't. The last ball put in play. We're feet there from that being a double, and a runner scoring, and it's like there's like. Chris and I were talking about that the other day, how a lot of outings they're decided by like 3 or 4 pitches. It's like you look at that New York outing, it's like I'm 3 or 4 pitches away from getting through that and feeling like the Nationals start, that one was like, I don't know how many hits they gave up, 15 hits, 10 runs. I don't know, that we're not 1 pitch away from anything. We're not, that was just disaster. But it's like, it's true. It's like you get a few opportunities, a few plays, every now and then go your way. Instead of the line drive hitting the gap, it's hit right at somebody, and that's kind of how most games go, And then and I'm not saying it's like that's why I pitch bad, but I think every now and then you kind of take a step back and you can realize how close you are from actually getting through some outings and feeling like you still have a smidgen of respect for yourself, and how you did. And so I don't know. I mean, I can objectively say there's been some bad outings where I threw the ball poorly, like really poorly. I didn't execute. My stuff was bad. I got hit around. But I think it's like, just kind of rolling with it, trying to make pitches.
You going into the 16th, 12 out of 15 starts. I mean, if you're eating innings, you're helping your team that day and maybe the rest of the week. How satisfying is that?
Well, it's like, how many times have I thrown 25 to 30 plus pitches in the first inning? And like I'm like a reverse split guy right now. It's bizarre. To be older, right? I should be like, my tank should be empty by about the third or fourth inning, and here I go through the second and third time through the order, knock on wood, and it's like, dude, you can still get people out. And I think that's probably part of the silver lining too, is when I'm looking at it, like maybe it's not that I'm, old and dusty. It's like, just get going, man. Like get some people out in the first couple innings, and this might turn out okay.
Speaking of old and dusty, you gave the ball to a 40-year-old reliever. 40-year-old, that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, he threw the heck out of the ball tonight. He like, yeah, I mean, it's just a pro's pro. I'm wearing his shirt. Sick.
I don't know if you know this, but with this win tonight, you have now won a game in Major Leagues against every franchise. Mm-hmm. And I saw Cindy and the kids out there. I know how much both this organization obviously means to you, but Pittsburgh as well, from early on. Does it mean anything a little bit more special to know that you can set a personal high watermark like this against an organization that you've given so much to and has given so much to you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I guess there's always been a special place for me with in Pittsburgh, for Pittsburgh. I mean, I spent 7 seasons there. I experienced a lot of lows and highs, and they gave me a ton of opportunities. Neil Huntington gave me a ton of opportunities. The coaching staff, Ray Searage, Yuki up there, the Herbie, and all the guys that I played with, like, Clint. I played for Clint for quite a few years, and so it's like, Chuck was born up there. Our first kid, he was born up there. So I don't know, man. Like, I just remember the last time I pitched for the Pirates. It was a late September game. We were like trailing St. Louis by a game. I gave up 5 or 6 runs in the first couple innings. I got booed off the field. I let everybody down, and I just remember walking off that field. And realistically, I'll probably never pitch on that mound ever again. There's a really, really good chance. So like, maybe that's just how it was supposed to be. I don't know, but yeah, I think so. Like, cause someone said that to me last year. Like, you only need to beat the Pirates. It's like, I only pitched against the Pirates one time. That might be my fate. It never happens. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. Put it that way. It's special.
Charlie, you saw the massive ovation for you after you got off the field today. How's it feel to get shown that much love by the Rays fan base? Yeah,
I mean, the fans here have been great. I mean, they've been supportive and fair, and I think, I think a lot of people here know, like I signed my first, like when I came back in 21, I signed as a 37-year-old. I mean, like to think that at 37 years old, they gave me a shot. The fans, supported me early, and the organization supported me right away, and to come back and try to finish my career here, basically, not thinking I was going to play another 3 or 4 years, you know, and so it's been an incredible experience to come back here and, you know, and be part of the group that's here, play for the staff that's here, everybody that works at the stadium, you know, and the guys in the clubhouse. It's just been unbelievable.
Thanks, Charlie. We're trying to get Charlie to talk. It's hard.
Yeah, till tonight.
Snitty, he's given you, he's pitched in the 16th, 12 out of 15 starts. You know, how much does that mean just there at any point in the rotation? You know, back into the rotation, got to do that.
No, it's awesome. What he does is amazing to me. How with all the innings and pitches and years and everything he's logged, how that ball continues to come out just blows me away. And it's big. And I was, you know, after the 6, I kind of had in the back of my mind that that's enough. And he kind of talked me out of it. And then it came in. And I said, well, I'm glad you touched the 7th inning. And, you know, I wasn't going to I didn't have any intention unless he just went 1, 2, 3 of even. But it was kind of good for him, I think, tonight. So it was good. It was happy for him that he's beat every team now. That's a pretty cool thing.
It's a big picture question, but just how much has he meant to this franchise since he came back?
Well, a lot. I mean, obviously, you know, especially recently, we keep bringing him back because I think it's almost like, what are we going to do without him? You know, it's hard to replace Charlie. I think at some point in time he's going to have to ride off into the sunset, but, you know, can't blame him if he feels good and he keeps throwing the ball well. And you know, it's been big. I think it's been big for the guys. You know, he's a good resource in there. And, you know, he's been through everything, experienced all the highs, lows. He's been on the top of the mountain twice. So he's a great resource, great teammate. I just admire guys like that to pitch that long so well, and what they have to do to their bodies and the preparation and the consistency in their work ethic and everything is just blows me away.
So then I think about that 3rd inning today and how guys just string hits together and string hits together. Do you believe in offensive momentum, especially with a team that's been struggling to score some runs?
You know what? Absolutely. And we've talked about, like we always say, keep the line moving. And that's kind of what you talked about. And I think absolutely, especially 2-out RBIs, guys, you know, do that and they don't feel like pressured to, because I think that's a real thing too, that guys try and do too much. And when you're, you know, we're just still, you know, we're you know, not right where we want to be. Not through lack of effort, work, want, the whole thing. But I think there's a big thing. That's a big component to hitting contingency. That's even a word.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is now, right? Yeah, I know. I think there's a lot to that. Absolutely. Did you ever feel it on the mound when guys did that? It's like, oh my God, they got this roll going, and
I feel like that's what we're seeing with the bullpen right now.
Yeah.
You know, the first guy that comes out, goes out and throws up a 0. The next guy feels like, well, I can do that. And it gets a little bit easier when you see guys do it over.
No, I know. It's great. And it's great when you have that inner competition of the fact that I'm not going to be the guy. You know what I mean? I think that's good for a team, bullpen, team, the whole thing.
And being able to stick a guy like Marcell Ozuna in the middle of that lineup and see what he's been able to do this year, is there any doubt in your mind that he is an all-star?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely, you know, no, he's an all-star. I mean, you look at where he ranks and everything in the year, and that's what we're looking at. Absolutely, he is. And, you know, and that was a big hit he needed that bases clearing double that he hit. I mean, that was good, you know, it was good for his psyche too right there. But he's been such a force since May 1st of last year. So, no, absolutely, yeah, he's an all-star.
All right.
Okay, thank you.